Have you ever been driving and just wondered, what is actually happening under the hood when your car shifts gears all by itself? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on one of the most brilliant and honestly complex pieces of engineering in your car, the automatic transmission. It's really the unsung hero that made driving simple for millions, and we're about to figure out exactly how it works.
So to kick things off, check out this number. By 2020, just 2.4% of new cars sold in the United States were manuals. That's it. So yeah, the automatic transmission isn't just popular, it's basically become the default for almost every single driver on the road.
So what's the magic that makes that other 97.6% of cars just go? It's a really cool story, actually. It takes us from some super clever hydraulics all the way to intelligent software. And you know what? We're going to break it all down.
But hold on. To really get the automatic transmission, we first need to answer a more basic question. Why do cars with gas engines even need gears in the first place? This slide really gets to the core of it. See, on the right, you've got an electric motor. It can deliver power smoothly across a huge range of speeds. But the gas engine on the left, it's a little more finicky. It has a much narrower power band. That's the sweet spot where it's running most efficiently. The whole job of the transmission is to keep the engine humming along right in that sweet spot, whether you're pulling away from a stoplight or flying down the highway.
So the original solution to this problem was, of course, the manual transmission. This is where the driver basically becomes part of the machine. You've got a clutch pedal, a gear stick, and you are directly in charge of matching the engine's speed to the wheels. It's a very raw, very mechanical connection to the road. But, as fun as manuals can be, they definitely have their downsides. There's a pretty steep learning curve, and driving in rush hour traffic can be a serious leg workout. The world was definitely ready for a solution that was easier, smoother, and, well, automatic.
And that brings us to the first real mass-produced solution, the classic hydraulic automatic transmission. This thing is an absolute masterpiece of engineering, and really the foundation for everything that came after it.
The classic automatic is a marvel, and it's built around three brilliant interconnected systems. You've got the torque converter, which is like a fluid clutch, the planetary gear set, which is the mechanical heart of the whole operation, and the valve body, the hydraulic brain that tells everything else what to do.
Okay, so how in the world does a torque converter work? Well, it replaces a physical clutch with fluid. Just imagine you have two fans facing each other. If you turn one on, the air it pushes will start spinning the other one, right? The torque converter does the exact same thing, but with transmission fluid instead of air. This is what lets your car idle at a red light without stalling out. Pretty clever.
Now, right at the heart of the transmission is the planetary gear set, and this thing is a mechanical work of art. Instead of these big, bulky gears sliding back and forth, you have this incredibly compact system. There's a central sun gear, planet gears that orbit it, and an outer ring gear. By cleverly locking and releasing these different parts, the transmission can create all the different gear ratios it needs in a surprisingly tiny space. But what tells that planetary gear set when to shift? Well, that's the job of the valve body. It's this wild, complex labyrinth of passages that directs high-pressure fluid around, all based on your speed and how hard you're hitting the gas. You can really think of it as the transmission's hydraulic brain, making all the split-second shifting decisions.
Okay, let's fast forward to today, because the world of automatic transmissions has gotten a lot more complicated. Automatic doesn't just mean one thing anymore. It's a whole family of technologies, and each one has its own unique pros and cons.
This table gives us a great little snapshot of the modern automatic landscape. The classic torque converter is still around, and people love it for its durability. The AMT, or automated manual, is your affordable no-frills option. Then you have the CVT, the continuously variable transmission, which is just perfect for smooth, super-efficient city driving. And finally, the DCT, or dual-clutch transmission. That one is all about high performance and ridiculously fast shifts.
So let's zoom in on two of the most popular modern types. First, the CVT. It uses a really clever belt and pulley system, so there are no traditional gears at all. This gives you perfectly seamless acceleration and fantastic fuel economy. Then on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got the DCT, the dual clutch. This is all about performance. It's basically like having two manual gearboxes working together, which allows for unbelievably fast and responsive shifts.
So, just as the automatic transmission has evolved over the decades, the car world is staring down another huge shift, the rise of electric vehicles. And this brings up a really fascinating question about the future of the gearbox itself.
So, do electric cars even need transmissions? I mean, since electric motors don't have that narrow power band like gas engines, you might think the whole gearbox idea is obsolete. But the answer is a little more complicated than you might think.
For most everyday EVs you see on the road, a simple single-speed gearbox is all they need. It totally gets the job done. But in the world of high-performance electric supercars, engineers are finding that putting a multi-speed transmission back in can unlock even more performance and efficiency, especially at really high speeds.
In fact, some studies have shown that adding a multi-speed transmission can improve an EV's efficiency by up to 20%. So, the gearbox isn't disappearing at all. It's just being reinvented for the electric age.
Man, the automatic transmission has come such a long way. From purely mechanical, fluid-based systems to incredibly sophisticated, computer-controlled ones we have today. It's a technology that is always evolving, and its story is clearly far from over.
The automatic transmission made driving accessible to pretty much everyone. As we jump into this new age of electric and even self-driving cars, it really makes you wonder, what's going to be the next breakthrough technology that one day we can't even imagine living without?